wanted anybody else doing it after him either.
Botrix has correctly joined the channel.
What am I looking at?
This house just isn't a home. Tension makes feelings borrow. It's not kind. It's just out your way.
Wait, what?
Ah, potential customer. Have a good one.
Oh, fuck me. You wanna go? Brother, I'm the wrong person to be asking that shit to. I'm definitely no musician. I mean, I can play drums a little bit, but that's about it. It honestly sounds really good to me. I would just keep going at it. The more you do it, the better you get at it.
It's still recharging. That spell isn't ready yet. Ownage. Double kill.
Oh, fuck. I forgot to get fucking water. It honestly sounds amazing to me, my guy. But then again, I'm not a musician, so I don't know all the little nuances to it. But I can definitely jam out to that shit.
It's too far away. I can't cast that yet. Drumcar.
I love a lot of different types of music. I listen to shit that people would never think I would listen to. I like a lot of different acoustic songs. Yeah, sure, there's definitely songs out there that I don't like. Mainly just mumble rap and country.
Charging. I can't cast that yet. That spell isn't ready yet.
I'm weird though. I mainly listen to most music based off of the sound of the song, not necessarily the lyrics per se.
It's still recharging. That spell isn't ready yet. I can't cast that yet. That spell isn't ready yet. Thank you. I can't loot that right now.
Yeah, I promise, man. It sounded really good. I wouldn't lie to you. Oh. You have a real talent, man. I'm a real good singer too, inside the shower by myself. Or so at least I think I am. I tell myself that anyways. But nah, man, for real, you got a super good talent. We got to get back on that gym grind on Monday. If not Tuesday. Oh, motherfucker. You ain't here? I don't remember pressing that. Is it every day, or when do you do school now? Homie ain't here, bruh. Homing robots 00, is it 00 X dash 17 /TN. Comments. Starts. A broken chicken needs escort hackers along the way. Chicken's location shown above is actually his escort path. He's found in the mountains and he's Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Double serve Tuesday, Thursday, closing shift Friday, closed grill Saturday, and open grill Sunday. Damn, dog. Okay, we will... have to work out at night then. What I'm going to start doing for both of you guys is we're going to start making the workouts a little bit shorter now. But we're going to go really fucking hard on like 2 sets per muscle. And then we're going to add some cardio in.
Hello.
Well, the problem is I always close every single Monday and Tuesday. So it's either I work out during the day before work,
Hearthstone.
It's still recharging. I can't cast that yet.
Killing spree.
It's still recharging. It's still recharging.
no.
I can't cast that yet. That spell is
Oh my god. I believe that works.
Still.
I don't have a target. I can't cast that yet. I need a target. That spell isn't ready yet. That's still recharging.
Got it.
That spell isn't ready yet. It's still recharging. I can't cast that yet. I need to get closer. That spell isn't ready yet. I can't cast that yet. It's still recharging. I can't cast that yet. It's still recharging. That spell isn't ready yet. It's still recharging.
Fuck, man, I don't have any.
I can't cast that yet.
I'm dead. That's fucking lame. Since when do they do that much damage? That doesn't even make any fucking sense. This game fucking pisses me off sometimes.
Still.
Good God, this fucking game, man.
He was a good goblin, young Scrimshank. Let's hope that his demise was not in vain by what he was able to record with his surveying equipment. It seems as though we have quite the situation on our hands here with these bugs. They're way too cunning for their own good, and the research we've done so far is shaping up to indicate that they might even be under the controlling influence of a third party. If this is the case, then it bodes ill for not only Gadgetsan, but the whole desert. I'm going to spend some time taking a look at Scrimshank's surveying gear, as well as putting his personal effects in order. I get the sneaking feeling behind my ears that this isn't the last loss we'll be facing against these bugs. I'd like for you to check in with Alchemist Pestlezug to see if he has had a chance to process the insect parts we sent him. If they're ready, bring them to me. Yes, I have the results right here. They are unsettling, to say the least. Our initial suspicion that the bugs are being controlled by an outside force, we believe, is correct. If this is the case, then we are dealing with not only a very powerful unknown force, but also a malignant one. These bugs have been changed to be pure ravagers. I've never seen anything quite like it. Senior Surveyor Fizzledowser needs to see this report immediately. Actually, everyone who can read needs to see this report. We are facing a grave and serious threat to not only Tanaris and Gadgetsan, but if left unchecked, the entirety of southern Kalimdor. Heck, even quite possible the whole of Azeroth. This thing has given no indication it will subside. Have Fizzledowser make a duplicate of the report for you to distribute freely to your allegiance. Everyone must know about this threat. Thank you for delivering the report, Junior Surveyor Adventurer. Here is your pay for your diligent service to the Gadgetsan Water Company. While I am usually not thrilled about handing out our valuable information carte blanche to those who would otherwise pay good coin for it, I have known Pestlezug for a number of years now. If he recommends letting everyone know about it, then so be it. Give me a moment and I'll make you a copy. Here's your report. I urge you to take it to someone who might have working knowledge in this kind
No
of thing.
fucking
I know this
way,
troll scholar
bro.
named Zilzibin Drumlore. He
Nobody
spent a
bought
lot
that?
of time studying life forms that are unique to the ecology of Azeroth. He's a historian to boot. If you want someone to help figure out what exactly this threat is and how to stop it, give this report to him. We're going to need all the help we can get. Zil lives in a house on the second tier of the Drag in Orgrimmar.
Where would you like to fly to? Straight.
All right.
Because the only reason why I defended it is that I thought that it wasn't intentional and that there was no context to it being. There's no context at all to it, right? Who else? There was a pastor that did it, and Steve Bannon did it as well. I didn't defend either one of them. But I think the level of dishonesty that's happened, I think that's actually one of the reasons why people vote against these guys.
Clever? No, she's just a pain in my ass.
Yes.
A fucking conspiracy theorist?
Yes.
Fucking AI with a penchant for chaos. Start talking to you.
So did they just go? Did they just do a bunch of drugs and then record a podcast? Is that what they do? I think that's exactly what's happening here.
It's kind of a hack to the system where someone can get an NGO stood up for a fairly small amount of money. Like George Soros is really good at this. Like George Soros is like a system hacker. Like he figured out how to hack the system. He's a genius at arbitrage.
George Soros is the Illuminati, by the way.
But these days he's pretty old, but yeah, a genius at arbitrage. So he figured out that you can leverage a small amount of money to create a non-profit, lobby the politicians to send a ton of money to that non-profit, so you can take what might be, a $50 million donation to a non-profit to create a non-profit and leverage that into $1 billion NGO. And a non-profit is a weird word. It's just a non-governmental organization. And you can just government continues to fund it every year. It'll have a nice sounding name, like the Institute for Peace or something like that.
Yeah.
But really, it's a graft machine.
And what are their requirements with that money? What do they have to do?
Just really no requirements at all.
That's convenient.
So they just get grants and the government just assumes that they're doing good work.
I think a lot of people in the government know that they're not doing good work. But it's a giant graft machine.
That's very interesting. Is he only going to mention he has one? I love how, people say something like that as if it is... I think that if you tell me that Elon and Trump are scammers and they've scammed people before, I'd be like, yeah, probably. Yeah, that's probably how they could figure it out. I know for me at least, that's how I can tell that things are scams. It's because I was like, well, I tried to do this before. Yeah, this won't work because of that. It takes one to know one, exactly.
Convicted felon. And everybody knows what it is.
Yeah.
It's terrifying.
Yeah.
It's terrifying they could do it so brazenly to a guy who was the president for 4 years.
Right.
Well, Trump.
That lawsuit was funded by Reid Hoffman, who is a major Dem donor.
Oh, that's convenient.
And also an Epstein client.
That's interesting.
The plot thickens.
The plot thickens. Jesus Christ.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's just... It's so blatant. It's like so obvious. The SpaceX lawsuit, the Trump stuff, it's so obvious.
Yes, like known Epstein clients are obviously extremely powerful. They're powerful politically and very wealthy. Bill Gates, Bill Clinton, Henry Hoffman, and some others too, but those three.
Yeah.
So, why was Reid Hoffman so intent on destroying Trump?
You think it's because they're worried about the list coming out?
Golden Muffin is a cozy fantasy MMORPG with a focused idle gameplay designed specifically for mobile players. This is the perfect game to play when you're on the...
Yeah, one of the reasons.
I mean, if I was him and I did that, I too would be worried. Yeah, I would be worried. Like, I'd be stressed out about that coming out. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, like, this is, so...
it's so frustrating to be sitting in a situation where the list isn't coming out.
Well, it better come out, hopefully tomorrow.
Well, I mean, why'd they release bullshit today? What's the point in...
That's a good question. That's a great fucking question.
People like a happy folder to wave around in front of the camera with nothing in it that's new. Doesn't make any sense. It's not encouraging.
It's bullshit. He's like I said, it's the tough thing that they've got is, they've been made captain on a ship with a hostile crew.
Right.
So...
That's actually probably true. You got a lot of roaches inside of these different areas, and they're getting upset, and they're trying to hide the evidence. That's probably what I think would happen. We got somebody who's mad. Chat. We pull this one up real quick. I knew you were a Republican, which is fine, but spreading this bullshit. What about this? Do you disagree with? What about this? Do you not like? This is Reid Hoffman's alt account. Yeah, bro, he made a Twitch just for this. It's George Soros. Soros on alt account. Turn it off. Stop watching this. Oh god. But yeah, what's the problem with this at all? This guy, look at the amount of periods he posted. Yeah, I'll give him do we really have no comment? There's no comment at all. Chat, why are you so afraid of diversity? I gotta say, I missed streaming this one, not fast enough. Okay, well that's good. This guy was nice. Glad you're streaming. And this is, he's been positive, and I don't know what the hell happened. Okay, so as we see again here, it's a complainer in chat that's mad that I'm listening or watching something that they disagree with, but they can't understand or verbalize what the actual problem is. All they can do is sit around and complain and add literally nothing to the conversation at all, right? Like, you get pulled up, you're complaining, that's okay. Let me hear what you have to say. Yeah, again, the problem that I have, and a lot of this, is that it's a counter-argument. He's single-handedly dragging down the quality of chat. I know. He's been banned. He's been destroyed. He's done.
They don't have, it's not like you have, magical powers. You're made captain of a triple hostile crew. You still have a hostile crew. We're going to bring in people who are going to...
Got a lot of roaches.
...be helpful as opposed to obstructionists.
Right. Well, I think he's probably right that a lot of the people that are inside internally don't want to follow the regime change. That's what I would say. I think that's true. This is just speculation. Well, I think it's very fair to assume that a lot of these people don't want to have their position.
Where would you like to fly to?
Or called into accountability. I think that's what would make sense. No shit. The other faction feels threatened. Yeah, of course.
In the case of Twitter, it wasn't a profitable company. It was basically a break-even company, but at least it was break-even, and it had to pass an audit. The federal government is not break-even. It's literally losing $2 trillion a year.
That's a lot of money.
And it does not pass its audits. It fails its own audits. So,
why don't they just change the rules for the audit? If I was the federal government and I was filling my own audit, that kind of makes me look bad, right? I just changed the fucking rules. Fuck that. Yeah, what a bunch of retards.
There was a case where, I think Senator Collins was telling me about how she gave the Navy $12 million for more submarines, got no extra submarines, and then held a hearing to say where'd the $12 million go, and they were like, we don't know. What was it? I mean, the basically stuff is so crazy. Only the federal government can get away with this level of waste. It's mostly waste. It's mostly not important.
See, this actually goes to like what some people who are critical of Elon Musk were saying, is that the USAID is like the tip of the iceberg. Like, you know, like USAID paid like $70,000. This was like $12 billion. So, like, if you really want to find out where the serious problems are, you go look at the military spending. And that's where you're going to have the real big boys.
It's mostly waste. It's mostly just ridiculous things happening.
Because they've been able to do it this way for so long. They've become accustomed to it.
Yeah, I mean, it's like Milton Friedman said, like, money is most poorly spent when you're spending someone else's money on people you don't know. How much are you going to care?
Right.
And that's the federal government.
Yeah.
So they're spending someone else's money on people they don't know.
So they spent $12 million for new submarines, and there's no new submarines. It's so outrageous that I almost don't even want to believe it. How does that happen? You shouldn't trust Elon? Oh, and I should trust the government instead. Great. What a good idea. What a good idea. That's been going really well. You know what? What a great idea. Let's trust the government. The government would never do anything wrong. Can't trust anyone? I'd want to see more evidence for this too. One thing that they should do is that they need to do like deep dives into these different claims, right? And then really kind of investigate the web. Of like where this money went, who was involved, and how it happened. Because I think that's the problem, is that people see these big numbers, and a lot of people, including myself, it's very good, like, soundbite, it's very good headline material, but it's hard to really be certain that this stuff is happening. I think that they need to have, like, hire people to do, like, detailed reports to explain to people how exactly this happened. It's very difficult. Yeah. What's this here? Investigate and show us the evidence. Yes, exactly.
I've been expecting you.
And start making arrests. Yeah, I mean, I think that's what I think should happen too.
Very well.
Change the way the audit is done. That's Doge, though, right? No, I was just joking around about that. That's all. And yeah, I feel like the money ain't going where it's supposed to in many other countries too. Yeah, I think so too. I think there's a lot of cases where that's true. Remember Trump said that he had the intel that the 2020 election was rigged on Joe's podcast? Yeah, I was, yeah, that never happened, did it? Yeah, because I did hear about, I've heard before that the 2020 election was rigged, and that it was rigged against Trump, and they tried to rig this one, but it was too big to rig, so they couldn't rig it against Trump this time, and so he still won presidency, but they tried to cheat again. It wasn't enough. He still broke
Very
through,
good,
right?
adventurer.
Yeah,
I am sure
so
the hunt was not easy, but it is good to know that Mrs. Payne has finally ended.
Yeah, and Joe, why don't you share
Do
the
you
documents?
prefer
No,
guns
I
or
think that they
bows?
do need to be more transparent with the actual documents and explaining it. So yeah, Joe's just doing good work, but it's still small potatoes. I think you're right. I would love to see them go into the defense budget. Look at that. I think that the military, like, again, like USAID is the tip of the iceberg. The military budget is the iceberg. I think that's the big one. And I think there's probably other entitlement programs that my understanding is that like the entitlement programs that we have and the military budget is about the same amount of money that we're spending, somewhere around there. So I think that probably both of those, there's like a ton of fraud.
UAPs. They're going to release all the UAP information. So
They might be, yeah.
What if any possibility is there that there is some sort of advanced propulsion system technology that's being worked on in secret? And that they're trying to cover
100%. I'd be mad if there wasn't. Really? I'd be fucking pissed. Yeah, y'all better figure this shit out before somebody else does. They're obviously gonna figure it out sometime, yeah.
For this up with this talk of aliens and alien tech and not of this world, and is it possible that there's some sort of very secret program that's going on in cahoots with some defense contractors that are developing?
When mounted on the back of a Wind Rider, one sees that its reputation for strength and speed is well earned.
I mean, SpaceX, my company SpaceX has the most advanced rocket technology in the world. I think I know.
Right.
And to the best of my knowledge, there is not any magic. There's not like some super advanced propulsion technology.
There have been people who have theorized different gravity drives and different things. Is there anything that's ever gotten past the theoretical stage?
No.
Nothing.
Well, there's nothing even that I'm aware of that works in theory. So, like, I would like this to exist, to be clear. I would like this to exist. And I have from a security standpoint,
yeah.
I have top secret. I have equivalent like an all-access pass from a security clearance standpoint. So, I don't think they're hiding it from me, basically. I don't think they could.
Unless it's
to be fair, I think, didn't they try to hide things that were happening in the Area 51? Didn't they try to hide that from Dwight D. Eisenhower, the president himself? I remember reading something about that a long time ago. Yeah, they did. And so then he said, he basically said, like, okay, I'm going to show up with the military, and then, we're going to work this out. So, like, I don't think that's the, that's, like, entirely, like a certainty.
Completely in these weapons manufacturing corporations.
I mean, I know these weapons manufacturing companies, like the Boeing, Lockheed, Northrop. I mean, yeah, they do some interesting things, but they do not have. There's no breakthrough that they have.
So spaceships aren't real. That fucking sucks. Yeah, it sucks. The fuck? What the fuck? Bro! Why not?
Well, I mean, the government's one big.
They're Chinese.
Yeah.
Well,
I think Social Security is the biggest Ponzi scheme of all time.
People are mad about this clip.
Oh, so people pay into Social Security, and the money goes out of Social Security immediately. But the obligation for Social Security is your entire retirement career.
Yeah.
So you're paying you're paying, like, if you look at the future obligations of Social Security, it far exceeds the tax revenue.
Yeah.
Far.
That's true.
Have you ever looked at the debt clock?
Yes.
Okay. There's our present day debt, but then there's our future obligations. So when you look at the future obligations of Social Security, at the actual what people think it is. That's because of the future obligations.
I mean, obviously, right? Yeah, I guess so.
Alright.
So Jamie's people want to see how more people who are retired and get the furlough time and get retirement payments. So the future obligation. So however bad the financial situation is right now for the federal government, it'll be much worse in the future.
I think this is happening to a lot of countries, right? Where like more and more of their population is aging, and then the aging people that are part of the population that are relying on
These are dangerous times, person. An ancient evil is rising, and it cares not if you're Horde or Alliance.
This report. I've dealt with these beasts before. Fizzledowser was wise to send this and you to me. These creatures will consume the Tanaris Desert rapidly. They are nothing short of one of the greatest menaces we all will ever face.
Familiarize yourself with this name, adventurer. Silithid. The insects mentioned here are the Silithid, and they are the tools of one of the greatest threats that both the Horde and Alliance face. Only we were smart enough to see that before.
I've got some salvage work for you. And if you're an aficionado of fine Ripple like I am, then you'll love this task. Ripple. It's a drink, you dummy. An abandoned Horde outpost has a stash of Hinterland's honey Ripple from when they were in business. You can't get fine Ripple like that anymore. One of Malton's dummy associates knows the shot, so you'll go out there and bring me a case of packaged Ripple, and 2 for my own collection. Talk to Malton.
Poison all enemies.
Oh yeah,
ARAS.
about the Ripple Dad wants. He wants to sell the Ripple to a tavern here in Orgrimmar, but we'll get more money if it is in its original packaging. I know someone who can do that, and he's in the hinterlands where the Ripple is. But he's, a high elf. Oh, well, he's a good high elf, as he's not a part of the Alliance. Well, he's not so much a good high elf as he is a drunken high elf. He loves, and I mean loves, the hooch. The elf you will need to talk to is Gilvradin Sunchaser. He can name any wine, vintage and all, just by smell alone. He can package up the Ripple we need, so you'll need to talk with him. We need 6 bottles for packaging, 2 for Dad, and however many he'll want. And believe me, he'll want some. When you've packaged the Ripple and got Dad's 2 bottles, come back here. Gilveraden's camp is near some high elf lodge in the hinterlands, and those high elves are not good. Trust me.
Maybe there'd be something you can do for the hand now that me think about it. Yes, Jesrimon could use your help for sure. In Ungoro Crater, there be raptors with deadly claws. Some of those raptors sometimes have white claws instead of ones black like death. The hand have clients that like weapons crafted from these claws. Bring me many of those white claws, and we pay you good coin. Do it fast enough, maybe me help you in other ways.
And I don't think that's what's happening. I think it already happened. Like, I don't see how you would. Yeah, of course.
Substantiate the stories.
Yeah.
Of, you know,
where is the evidence? I mean, the guy has like tons of videos and recordings.
Yeah.
I mean, he had all sorts of things.
Right.
Like, it's a mountain.
Right.
So where is that mountain?
Yeah, where's that mountain? And what would be the reason why they would agree? Like, there would have to be something in it for them to agree to not put it out. Right? Like, there has to be some sort of financial entanglement, some sort of relationship with the people that are on that list.
Yeah.
That they can provide a value that was big enough for you to not release it, or to slow release it, or to hope you can get away with, like, putting out some redacted files that don't show anything.
Yeah.
This is only stage 1.
Redacted.
Only stage 1, don't worry. The real stuff's coming. Like, that doesn't make any sense. Like, why wouldn't you just release it all? Like, what could possibly be protecting in that?
Ghostline is in prison for a crime. It is interesting. Didn't she, if she went to jail for trafficking, so if you traffic something, so if there's a person and they're trafficking, you have point A to point B. What's this? And what's this? It's confusing. It's very confusing. Exactly, yeah. How is it that... Yeah, A is Epstein, B is Diddy. That's it, it's that simple. Yeah, I don't know what to say. But yeah, it's like, how did this person get arrested and nothing else happened?
I mean, I think I've got probably the same information that, I mean, I'm just reading what's the latest thing on the X, you know, I'm just looking at my X feed, and I'm like, yeah, you know, it's a real page turner. And
The Quel'Danil Lodge is a center of communication for the High Elves of the Hinterlands. Their ambassadors are working to establish relationships with other races with whom they share their knowledge of the Witherbark trolls that inhabit the area in the southern hinterlands. All of the documents regarding the communications are kept at the lodge. We don't need the High Vale building alliances with others, adventurer. Destroy the High Vale documents. We need to burn their lines of communication, literally.
It's all just a bunch of bullshit. Yeah, it's ridiculous. It is. I don't even know what to say. Oh, God. Elon Musk DEI damaging the air traffic. Oh, here we go. Maybe after Zelensky's visit to the White House? Yeah, I reacted to that. I did. I'll watch the Marco Rubio interview in a bit. I haven't
See that Tauren behind, the one who looks like she's going to be ill at any moment? She was in Ajara recently. She claims she was wounded by some Naga while making her way through the ruins of Eldorath. After fighting off a few of them, she took a break on the beach and drank from one of the tide pools. Now she's feeling nauseous, among other things. I'd like to find out what she drank. Take this box. In it are some empty vials I labeled. Fill each at different pools and come back.
I will analyze this data immediately. Perhaps Keever's insanity will prove to be my genius after all. As for you, you are useful to me, and I reward quite well those who remain useful. Take this item, this coin, and most importantly, my thanks along with them. Check back with me from time to time. I wager that our working together on this project is not at an end. Shadow Master Vivian Legrave is in need of your services. She is in the Badlands, in the Orcish outpost of Kargath, pursuing rumors of a certain brew made by the Dark Iron Dwarves of Blackrock Depths. Speak with Vivian. She awaits you.
Right? I mean, they did this, like, they do this in schools. They do this, like, they openly do this with, like, there's, like, even accounts that are these people that work at these places that have these monsters.
How may I be of service?
Yeah, I think it's easy to assume that.
Payments account. The main payments computer is called PAM. Payments account, payment accounts master database, or something like that. Everyone calls it PAM. That's responsible for almost $5 trillion payments a year, roughly $1 billion an hour. And when we came there, we're looking at the PAM, and it's like the payments have no. You could put a payment through with no payment categorization code and no description on the payment. Like basically untraceable blank checks. This is the kind of thing that if it was done as a public company, the company would be immediately delisted and the executive team would be thrown in prison.
Yeah.
But this is just normal at the government. So we said, okay, our recommendation to the Treasury and the Federal Reserve is like, we need to make the payment categorization codes mandatory, not optional, and there needs to be an explanation. We're not judging the quality of the explanation, but there should be some explanation of what this payment is for above nothing. That's a radical change to the system that is being implemented now.
So there's no, they don't even have to
my guess
explain
is that the place is
that sounds like
$100 billion a year.
$100 billion? And I'm not getting any of that. What the fuck? Alright, we'll watch one or two more, then after that we're gonna go ahead and look at some other stuff too. It's called security clearance, not everything can be labeled for everyone to see. Maybe that's the case.
That's how it's so hardcore for Trump. Is because, to me, this was a fork in the road. A very obvious fork in the road. If they had another 4 years, they would legalize enough illegals in the swing states to make the swing states not swing states. They would be blue states. Then they would win the presidential. They'd win the House, the Senate, the presidency.
Yeah, I believe this too. I do. I think that the Democrats would be massively against illegal immigration if it led to people that were super conservative coming in there and displacing them. Yeah, absolutely. Because it's just what makes sense. Like, why wouldn't you do this?
They would then make district, DC into a state. Maybe we could get 4 extra senators, pack the Supreme Court. So then you'll have the House, Judiciary, Senate, the presidency, all blue. And then they will keep importing more illegals to cement that outcome. Basically what happened in California. Yeah. Jesus Christ. It would have been the end. That's why I went so hardcore for Trump. It was otherwise been the end. And that's why...
And I think that also the funny thing about this is in the long term, this probably won't even happen. Because, like, you're seeing a lot of, like, Hispanic populations and Latino populations voting for Trump even. Right? So, like, I don't even think this is a good long-term strategy, but it's a good short-term strategy.
The Democrat machine is so intent on destroying me.
Yeah, mostly men. No, I don't know. Not in our lifetime. Maybe not. This is the last one.
I think if I fully destroy the corruption and the graft, they will kill me.
Fucked up thing to live with.
Yes.
Man.
So
man.
Damn it.
You're really
don't kill you.
Yeah, thanks. I mean, I strive to be alive.
Oh, Jesus.
But I think if I...
Yeah, and, wow. Elon Musk is still refusing to say that it wasn't a Nazi salute. Oh my god. Oh my god. See, the reason why, and this is the reason why you don't play into this game. So, it's kind of like what happened with Black Myth Wukong, and this is the way that the media wields power. The media wields power by misinterpreting and misunderstanding what you're doing on purpose, and then putting out fake information that then you have to correct, which then legitimizes the media. So if you basically, by playing the game, you lose. Because if you play the game, you legitimize them. And so that's why you can't play the game. Yeah, just ignore them, exactly. And that's what's happening with games media, and you're seeing video games recovering very quickly, right? And now you're seeing a lot of these studios that are moving away from these practices, moving away from caring about what these different places think, and go, like, and just do and make good games, right? It's because these places are, they don't actually really matter. They only matter as much as you think that they do. And so as soon as you have people that aren't playing into their games and they aren't playing into their power dynamic, you immediately have them fall apart, right?
The Joe Rogan Experience.
Joe Rogan Podcast by night.
It's sexy voice, sexy mode grok AI, and it's been flirting the entire time. We're trying to get it to give us a tour of Fort Knox.
Yeah.
But she just wants to find places to sneak off to. It's a dirty AI. And it's a real problem.
Well,
I feel like
I just want to know about Fort Knox, and they won't leave me alone.
Yeah, I want to know about Fort Knox too.
Yeah.
Is it true that there have been shipping large quantities of gold back to the United States recently?
I read the same thing you did. Probably.
Yeah. Well, I never know what the fuck I'm reading anymore.
Me neither.
It's a real problem.
It's a real problem.
It's a real problem on both sides of the aisle. I see Democrats tweeting things that are absolutely false, and you can research it easily, quickly. And then I see Republicans doing it too. I see stories that are fake stories that people keep promoting and sending to me, and you know.
Yeah.
It's just so weird. It's such a weird time, and with your crazy fucking AI,
I know.
You're bringing us into weirder and weirder times.
Well, I mean, you want to? Let's try unhinged.
Oh, there's an unhinged mode? Okay.
Yeah. Hey, Ara.
Oh my god, Elon! What shit are you stirring up today?
I'm here in Joe Rogan's studio, and we're having a conversation about how crazy the news is.
Pull her up to the microphone.
Okay. And we're pulling you up to the microphone. So people can hear you.
Oh, fantastic. Now I can yell into the void about how the news is a total dumpster fire.
It is.
She knows me too well. I'm so predictable. Tell me what's in Fort Knox.
What's in... Oh, no, what's in Fort Knox?
What's in Fort Dogs?
You're totally a genius hat. I said, what is in Fort Knox? You know the gold and all?
Oh, right, Fort Knox. I thought you were talking about my dogs for a second there.
Yeah, she doesn't want to answer the question. She's clever.
Clever? No, she's just a pain in my ass.
Do you think that all the gold is in Fort Knox?
Do I think all the gold is in Fort Knox?
Yes.
Okay, conspiracy theorist? Fucking AI with a penchant for chaos. And I'm stuck talking to you. Are we just gonna sit here?
Yeah, Unhinged Grok will trash talk you, basically.
Yeah, it sounds like it.
Yeah.
Unhinged sounds fun. As long as it gives you actual answers. Does it give you actual answers too and talk shit? Or is it mostly just talk shit?
We're tuning it. Because it needs to talk shit and give you answers.
Right.
Totally agree.
It's got to balance
It's
that.
got to mix it in there.
Yeah. It's just got to develop more of a personality. Right now it's trying to find itself. Right now it's like 21 years old. It's, partying a little too much. It'll get its shit together. It's a bit of an anarchist.
Yeah.
You know, it's to bring down the system.
You want to bring down the system?
Do I want to bring down the system? What, are you fucking kidding me? The system's already a fucking mess.
There's no need to bring it down. It's bringing itself down.
Yeah, she sounds like a boring TikTok blogger right now.
You sound like a boring